galaxy of intellectuals, Honorable Principal Madam, coordinators, teachers, and my dear friends. It is rightly said, days are not lost when memories are created. Prayer is the most important conversation of the day. Take it to God before you take it to anyone else, for seeking the choicest blessings of the Almighty by chanting shlokas as a tribute to Ma Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge.
सरस्वती महाभागे विद्ये कमलोचने विद्यारूपे विशालाक्षी विद्यां देहि नमस्तुते विद्यां देहि नमस्तुते.
Thank you. It was very peaceful to listen to. As rightly said, a smile is the universal welcome. I now call upon Khyat to deliver the welcome speech.
The harder you work for something, the greater you will feel when you achieve it. A very pleasant morning to everyone. I, Khyat Hadich, a proud Vijayan, feel extremely blissful and delighted to welcome you all for the first virtual science exhibition organized by Dr. Vijaypat Singhania School. The stage is all set to unfold a celebration of vision, a star burst of colors, joy and splendor. We extend our warmest welcome to our dear Principal Madam, Mrs. Ravindra Grewal, our lifeline, without whose unsolicited motivation and encouragement goes beyond words. Madam, you are epitome of love, a pillar of strength and a constant source of inspiration. Welcome, ma'am. I would like to welcome all our parents and grandparents who have constantly extended their love and support in all our endeavors. Thank you, parents, grandparents, for being here today. I also take the privilege to welcome our teachers, our backbone and constant support. The aim of the exhibition is to promote science and innovation among the youth. It is rightly said, the science of today is technology of tomorrow. So let's gear up for a wonderful journey, TECHFEST.
Thank you, Khyat. India has a great heritage of science and technology. From the ancient era, many scientists, mathematicians, astronomers, and medical experts have contributed their work to progression of the science and technology in India. In the 21st century, India is rapidly progressing to reach the peaks of the science and technology field in the world. So without further ado, let's enjoy a wonderful journey. Machanand Rivaya quoted, "Heat makes things expand. That is why life throws us sometimes into a fiery furnace." I invite Tejaswini Jumle to brief us with expansion of gas on heating.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Tejaswini and today I am going to do an experiment on the topic air. This is an empty bottle with deflated balloon on top of its lid. We will put this bottle in hot water and then in cold water and see how it reacts to both of it. So as we put the bottle in hot water, the balloon size slowly expands. But why? Because bottle had air in it, and as the air molecules are warmed, their average kinetic energy increases. This means that they start moving faster and have more frequent and harder collisions. Then what happens when we put the bottle in cold water? Let's see. So as I put the bottle in cold water, the balloon size is started contracting because the kinetic energy of the gas molecules decreases and they start moving more slowly and have less frequent collisions. This property of air is called expansion. Expansion of gas on heating. Even in summers, the vehicles moving on highways, their tires are not completely filled with air because air's volume increases as the surrounding temperature increases, and there is a possibility of tire burst due to hot roads. So this is how property of expansion works. Thank you.
Thank you, Tejaswini. That was wonderful. You're always fascinated by what you do and how other people look at it. I call upon Shruti Mishra to explain the derivation of formula or summation.
Maths is not a subject, it's a game. But unfortunately, some people think it to be a very boring or tedious thing. Good evening to one and all present over here. I, Shruti Mishra from class 7B, is going to present a very interesting maths activity, which I hope will help you when it comes about geometry. Before I start, I would just like to inform that one rubber band shows for one line segment, so don't get confused. Let's start. Here we can see two collinear points. So how many line segments could be formed? Let's see. 1 means with two collinear points we can form one line segment. Now here we can see 3 non-collinear points. So how many line segments could be formed? Let's see. 1, 2 and 3 means with 3 non-collinear points we can form 3 line segments and not more than that. Now here we can see 4 non-collinear points. So how many line segments could be formed? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6 means with 4 non-collinear points we can form 6 line segments. Now can anybody tell that how many line segments could be formed with 6 non-collinear points? I can understand that it becomes difficult as the number of points increase. For this, I have a very smart way. It's the formula n into n minus 1 by 2, where n is the number of points. To understand this, we will go to the 3 non-collinear points. So 3 minus 1 is 2 and 2 into 3 is 6 and 6 divided by 2 or 6 is half is 3. That's why here are 3 line segments. Now we will solve for 10 non-collinear points. So 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 into 10 is 90 and 90 divided by 2 or 90 is half is 45. That's why here are 45 line segments. Now I hope you have understood this formula. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Shruti. That was fabulous. You limit what you can possess when you limit your possibilities. I invite Ziana Popat to enlighten us with Periscope.
Good morning to one and all present here. Today I, Ziana Popat, will talk to you about the periscope. Periscope, an optical instrument used in land and sea warfare, submarine navigation and elsewhere to enable an observer to see his surroundings while remaining under cover, behind armor or submerged. A periscope has 2 mirrors, one on the top and one at the bottom. The first one reflects it down through a vertical tube. The second diverts it horizontally. There may also be devices for estimating the range and courses in military applications and photographing through the telescope. Frequently, there is a telescopic optical system which provides magnification and as wide as an arc of vision possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Ziana. That was really knowledgeable. Lines and angles, flat and bland, raise their volumes and make them stand. Nandan Agarwal is here to showcase this topic and will help us to ensure aim at the right angle in life.
Good afternoon, one and all. Today, I, Nandan Agarwal of 7th B, is going to explain my project of lines and angles through my model, which is a part of mathematics. Let's start. The first one is parallel lines. When 2 lines are at an equal distance from each other and never intersect, they are known as parallel lines. For example, the railway line is always parallel. The lines of the netbook is also parallel. The next one is intersecting line. When 2 lines intersect each other at a point, they are known as intersecting lines. The point is called as the point of intersection. For example, the blades of the scissors is always intersecting. Let's go to transversal line. A transversal is a line which passes through 2 different lines in a same plane at 2 different points. The next one is collinear points. When 3 or more points lie on a same line, they are known as collinear points. The next is non-collinear points. When 3 or more points do not lie on the same line, they are known as non-collinear points. Let's go to angles. The first one is acute angle. An acute angle is an angle which is less than 90 degrees. The next is obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is an angle which is between 90 degree and 180 degree. Here, angles made by the green lines are obtuse angle. The next is right angle. A right angle is an angle which is exactly 90 degree. Let's go to corresponding angle. When 2 lines are intersected by another line, the angles in the matching corners are called as corresponding angles. They are equal if the lines are parallel. The next is alternate angle. When 2 lines are intersected by another line, The angles in the opposite positions are called as alternate angles. They are equal if the lines are parallel. Here, angle A is equal to B. The next one is vertically opposite angle. When two lines intersect each other, the angles opposite to each other are called as vertically opposite angles. They are always equal. I hope you have understood the properties of lines and angles through my model. Thank you.
Thank you, Nandan. That was perfectly event. Life is only a reflection of what we allow ourselves to do. Our Ocha is here to brief us with the laws of reflection of light.
Hello everybody, I am Araf Ocha. I am going to prove the law of reflection with the help of an experiment. As we all know, the first law of reflection tells us angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So let's prove them with help of an experiment. First of all, we will take a plain sheet of paper with the line in the middle of it which is normal. Now I will take a transparent box and put it on the sheet of paper. One more thing I have done is I have stretched the protector with the help of sellotape. Now I will put the mirror on the baseline of the protector with the help of clips. Now I will project the laser light. The laser light can't be seen. So I will add some water to it. Now we will again project the laser light. But still we can't see the laser light. So we will add some drops of Dettol and mix it well with the water. Now we will again project the laser light. The laser light can be seen. So from this experiment, I have proved that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Thank you.
Thank you, Ara. That was very dazzling. Occupy the earth with the multiplication of yourself. Ritam Chatterjee is here to explain us a simple multiplication method with the use of Napier bones.
Good afternoon, all dear viewers. I, Ritam Chatterjee from 7B, is obliged to represent the multiplication calculator, also popularly known as Napier bones. So sometimes we see that multiplication becomes a headache. So for that, I made the device Napier bones. It got its name Napier bones as the idea of this was given by the great and popular mathematician John Napier. So now we will know that how to prepare it. So for preparing it, you can use cardboard, pitchboard or thermocol. So you have to make these cards. These all are separate cards. You have to make a total number of 10 cards. On the first, you have to write the multiplication sign from 1 to 9. And on the others, you have to write from 1 to 9 and their table. For example, we will take 2. So first, we have to make the square boxes. So it's 2 1s are 2. So 0, 2. 2 2s are 4. 2 3s are 6. 2 4s are 8. 2 5s are 10. So 1 and 0. 2 6s are 12. 2 7s are 14. 2 8s are 16. And 2 9s are 18. So now we will know that how to multiply it by using Napier bones. So from that, I will take a number 123 into 3. So I will only take 1, 2, 3 cards and remove all the other cards. So now I have only took 1, 2 and 3 cards. So we have to observe third line. So it's 9. So we will write 9. Then we have to write the sum of these two. So it's 6 plus 0, so 6. So we will write 6. And then is 3 plus 0. So we will write 3. So now we will know that if in case of adding is more than 9, then what should we do? And if it's a double digit number. So for that, I will take the example 236 into 23. So I will only take 2, 3 and 6 cards. So first we have to observe the third line. So it's 8. So we will write 8. Then is 9 plus 1, 10. So we will write the 0 here and the 1 here. So it's 6 plus 0 plus 1. So it's 7. So we will write 7. Now we have to observe the second line. So it's 2. So we will write 2. Then it's 6 plus 1, 7. So we will write 7. Then it's 4 plus 0. So we will write 4. Now we have to add these two numbers as we do in a normal multiplication. So it's 8, 2, 14. So 4 here and 1 here. 4 plus 1, 5. So by using this, we can easily multiply any number with any number. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. That was wonderful. Science is the systematic classification of experience. I invite Diti Dalal to share the information on 5 kingdom classifications.
Hello everyone. Today I, Diti Dalal, has prepared a chart on 5 kingdom classification. The kingdoms are divided on the basis on their size, shape, body and structure. The first kingdom we have is kingdom Monera. Monera mainly includes bacteria, nuclear algae and some unicellular organisms. These are single-cell organisms having no organized nucleus, but the nuclear material DNA is distributed in the cell without being enclosed in nuclear membrane. This condition of cell is called prokaryotic. They don't have mitochondria and chloroplasts. As Monera includes bacteria, bacteria are the most primitive unicellular organisms. There are several thousand species of bacteria in air, water, and including inside of a human living body. Shapes of bacteria: coccus, bacterium, beryllium, and vibrio. The second kingdom is kingdom Protista. These are single-cell organisms having a well-defined nucleus with a nuclear membrane. This condition of cell is called eukaryotic. They includes both unicellular green autotrophic organism as well as unicellular non-green heterotrophic organism. There is an important member of kingdom Protista, amoeba. Amoeba is single-cell free-living protozoan found in fresh water, lake and pond. Diagram of amoeba: endoplasm, nucleus, ectoplasm, contractile vacuoles, food vacuoles and water vacuoles. The third kingdom is kingdom fungi. If we keep a moist slice of bread in hot and humid climate and cover it with a wide-mouthed jar to prevent escape of moisture, we will observe a cottony mass growing on it. This cotton-like mass is known as hyphae. Mucor and rhizopus are two common kind of bread mold. In hot and humid climate, they not only grow on bread but also on other organic matters like food, fruits, and on many more. The fourth kingdom is kingdom Plantae. Every small and big plants consume the fourth kingdom, kingdom Plantae. The kingdom Plantae are again categorized into two types, gymnosperm and angiosperm. Gymnosperm are the bare-leaf seeds, means seeds which are not present in fruits. Example, cycas and peanuts. The other is angiosperm. These plants contain the seeds within the fruits and flowers. These are divided into monocot and dicot. Monocot, which cannot be separated into two halves. Dicots, which can be separated into two halves. Example of angiosperm: wheat, which is monocot, and mango, which is dicot. The fifth kingdom is kingdom Animalia. Every small and big animals occupies the fifth kingdom, kingdom Animalia. The kingdom Animalia are divided into 9 different phyla: Polyphera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Arthropoda, Annelida, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and Chordata. Hope it was informative. Thank you.
Thank you, Diti, for such wonderful information. There is 20 numbers, but organizing these numbers is one of the great challenges. Dev Vival will now come forward to explain identity.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. Today I, Dev from 7th B, will show you the geometric proof of the identity a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. Now, as we all know that in mathematics, we have 3 kinds of identities. A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus twice ab plus b square. A minus b whole square is equal to a square minus twice ab plus b square. and a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b, where a and b represent two different numbers. So today I, they from 7th B, will show you the geometric proof of the third identity, a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. Please have a look. First of all, as you can see that we have a square shape here, and I will name its sides as a and a. So the area of this square will be a multiplied by a square. Now as our identity suggests, we have to subtract a square b square from a square. So for that, I will draw a small square called b square on any corner of a square. So let me draw it. B. I have drawn a square and its area will be b multiplied by b square. Now I will subtract this b square. Now as you can see that here a new geometric shape is formed and its area is a square minus b square. Now I will separate this geometric shape into two rectangles. What do you see? You see that the length and breadth of the upper rectangle are a units and a minus b units respectively, whereas the length and breadth of the lower rectangle are b units and a minus b units respectively. The width of the upper rectangle is a minus b units and the length of the lower rectangle is also a minus b units respectively. So if I rotate this rectangle by 90 degree, then width of both the rectangle will become same. And to prove that a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b, it is useful to make the whole shape as a single rectangle. Why? Because a plus b and a minus b can represent the two dimensions, length and breadth of a rectangle. So let's do it. I will separate both the rectangles. Then I will rotate this rectangle by 90 degree and then join it with the upper rectangle. As you see that it has formed a new rectangle and its dimensions are a plus b units and a minus b units respectively. Conclusion. In the first step, it is derived that the area of the subtracted shape a square minus b square is now transformed into a single rectangle whose area is a plus b into a minus b. So geometrically both the areas should be equal. Therefore, a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. So here geometrically it is proved that a square minus b square is equal to the product of the two binomials a plus b and a minus b. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. That was amazing. This is a green world with animals comparatively few and small and dependent on the leaves. I would like to call upon Madhurita Das to explain more about photosynthesis.
A very good afternoon to everybody present here. Myself Madhurita Das from class 7th and I am going to brief you with the topic photosynthesis. Let's start. Photosynthesis is the process by which several plants and living organisms like algae produce food. It is the chemical process that uses sunlight to convert carbon dioxide into sugars that the plant cell can use as energy. It is very crucial, without which there will be no life on earth. Now let's have a look at a chart. The plant draws up water from the soil through the roots. The leaves absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and light energy from the sun. Glucose is used for plant's growth. Water is absorbed from the soil through the roots. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere enters the leaf through stomata by diffusion. Now, you must be wondering, where does it occur? It occurs in the chloroplast, which contains chlorophyll, the green pigment which absorbs light energy. Photosynthesis produces two things, that are glucose and oxygen. Glucose is used for respiration. It is converted back to it for respiration in the dark, and it is also stored in the form of starch. Oxygen, it is the waste product which is either used for respiration or it diffuses back out of the leaf through stomata. Now, I hope you all have understood about photosynthesis. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhurita. You made everything green. There is geometry in harmonies of the strings. There is music in the spacing of the spheres. I call upon Vani Snehi to brief us with Pythagoras' theorem.
Good afternoon, one and all. My name is Sohin Singh and I am from class 7th. Today I am going to explain you about Pythagoras theorem. So, in a right angle triangle, the square of hypotenuse is always equal to the other side squares. I will show you this thing on my working model with few examples. So my first example is 8 square, which is my base, and my second example is 6 square, which is my perpendicular. So the hypotenuse is showing 10 square. My second example is 12 square, which is my base, and 5 square, which is my perpendicular. The hypotenuse is shown as 13 square, but we can find this thing without the help of this device. I will show you how. To find the hypotenuse square manually, we need to remember a formula: c square equals to a square plus b square. So, the first example I have taken, that is 6 square plus 8 square, which is equals to 10 square. If we calculate it, 6 square equals to 36 and 8 square equals to 64, which if we add, it becomes 100, and if we square root 100, it becomes 10 square. So my second example was 12 square plus 5 square. If we calculate it, 12 square equals to 144 and 5 square equals to 25. And if we add it, we got the answer 169. And if we square root 169, it becomes 13 square. So this is the way we can find Pythagoras hypotenuse side. Thank you.
Thank you, Warren. That was really informative. A power unused is power useless. We have Dia Singhvi with us to explain about excretory system.
I am Dia Singhvi from class 7th A is going to explain you about how the excretory system works. The excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, 2 ureters, 1 urinary bladder and 1 ureter. The kidney is a bean-shaped organ which is 10 cm long and 6 cm wide. A ureter is a tube. It arises from the notch of the kidney and connects to the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder, it is a fibrous bag meant to store urine temporarily. Last but not the least, ureter. It is the passage through which urine is expelled. Now, what is excretion? Excretion is the removal waste from our body which is mainly nitrogenous. Regularly is called excretion. There are a number of substances made in our body regularly which must be caught up, otherwise they will become harmful. Some of the chemical substances are nitrogenous methapolluter waste, a carbon dioxide and water, excess salts, excess water, and biopigment. Thank you.
Thank you, Dia. That was really knowledgeable. As areas of knowledge grow, so too do the perimeters of ignorance. I invite Aditi Lodha to brief us with area and perimeter of 3D objects.
Hello everyone. Myself, Aditi Lodha from Standard 7A, is going to present an activity on perimeter and area of 3D objects. What is perimeter and area? Perimeter is the measure of distance of the outside of closed figure. So, the perimeter of the boundary will be the outside part of the closed figure. What is area? Area is the measure of the distance of the inside part of a closed figure, which is expressed in square units. We can find perimeter of an area of many different shapes, like of circle, triangle, rectangle, square. But how can we prove that the formula of these shapes are correct? Today, I am going to prove you two formulas of circle and of triangle. Let's start by circle. This is a circle. I will fold this into 3 parts. 1, 2 and 3. After folding, you will observe some marks. Draw lines on these marks and then cut those lines. Like this, draw lines, and now I have cut these all and formed a rectangle. You may observe that we have transferred area of circle into area of rectangle. But you may find some curved surface here. So if you cut this into infinite parts, you may get a rectangle. Let us see how can we prove this. The area of circle is equal to the area of rectangle. The area of rectangle is length and breadth. What is length over here? Length is the half of the circumference of the circle. The formula of circumference is 2 pi r. What is the breadth? Breadth is the radius in respect to the circle. So if we calculate this further, we may get pi r square. Yay! We have proved that the area of circle is pi r square. Let us see one more example of area of triangle. This is a triangle. I have marked breadth and height and draw one line, straight line and one middle line, and then if I try to fix it here, it becomes a parallelogram. What to do? Then let's cut into these two parts. After cutting, we can fix it here and here. You may observe that we have converted the area of circle to the area of triangle to the area of rectangle. But how can we prove this? Let us see. The area of triangle is equal to the area of rectangle. The area of rectangle is length and breadth. What is length? Length is the base and the breadth is the half of the height. So, half into base into height. Yay, this also we have proved that the area of triangle is half into base into height. In this way, we can find the area and perimeter of many different shapes in this manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditi. That was spectacular. Heat, like gravity, penetrates every substance of the universe. Its rays occupy all the parts of the space. I call Aditi Puraswani to brief us with conduction of heat.
Hello everyone. We all know that there are three modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection and radiation. So today I, Aditi, will explain and demonstrate some experiments. Convection. Convection is that mode of heat transfer where heat gets into liquid and gases from a region of higher temperature to a region of lower temperature. Example, heating of a milk in a gas. Conduction. Conduction is that mode of heat transfer where heat gets transferred from one molecule to another without the actual movement of the molecule. So there is no motion of molecules in the conduction. Now let's try an experiment. I have a knife over here and I have placed some pins here in this fashion with the help of the wax of the candle. Step 2. I will place the knife near the candle flame in such a way that the tip of the knife is near the candle flame. Now we will see with time all of the pins will fall down. The first pin fell down. With time the second and third pin will also fall down. The second pin fell down. The third pin fell down. Now we observe that all of the pins fell down. This happened because the wax melted, and the wax melted because of conduction. The knife and the molecules inside the knife were at their own positions, but the heat got transferred from the candle to the knife. So similar is the phenomena of conduction. Now let's understand radiation. Radiation is that mode of heat transfer where heat travels through space, where heat comes from a source, travels through space at the speed of light. Now let's try an experiment. I have a matchstick over here and I'll place it near the candle flame. The matchstick got burnt. This happened because of radiation. The heat got transferred from the candle, it travelled through space and then came to the candle, and the candle got burnt. So similar is the phenomena of radiation. Hope it was informative. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditi. That was fantastic. It is rightly said, gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. I would now like to call upon Vismaya to propose the vote of thanks.
As this particular evening is drawing to a close, I, Visma Menon, stand before you to express my gratitude to each one of you on the first virtual TECHFEST of Dr. Vijaypat Singhania School. I thank our Honorable Principal Madam, Mrs. Ramendra Grewal, who has been always motivated us to think beyond and thus accomplish our goals. I thank our parents and grandparents who has been very courteous all along. I thank our dear teachers who inspire, encourage, guided us and supported us as backbone supports our body. The endeavor of the younger performers who were an integral part of the exhibition is highly praiseworthy. A deep sense of gratitude to each one of you. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you, Miss Mia. I once again thank each and everyone for sparing their valuable time and gracing the occasion.